welcome to another video. On today's agenda, we'll be training some arms. And by we'll, I mean I'll be training some arms, but maybe there'll be a couple tips that you can kind of take away. There are some of the exercises I'll kind of break down a little bit, just in terms of how to feel it a little bit better. And then I'm gonna show you guys how I prepare one of my bulking meals a little bit later. Actually, so much later, we'll probably just film it tomorrow because I got a busy day. Because the new training finally dropped. So that's available with all the information linked in the bio. First month is just $1 for the entire subscription. So you get access to everything, programs, nutrition guide, nutrition tips. Plus, like once you enter the app, and this is actually pretty cool, and this is what I've been spending the majority of the morning doing. Once you access the app and you start your first workout, at the end of it, it gives you a chance to review or message me. I mean, you can message me anytime on the app. But the way it works is when I respond to it, it goes through the Instagram DM. So then, you know, we can start a little conversation there. Barbells back there, Ken? Yeah. You don't even know what they're set at. You just pick them up, feel the weight. This one feels good, 10 reps, yep. Oh, that's all she wrote right there. That'll work. So that's 4 sets. Felt pretty good. Yeah, I could throw on more weight, use a little momentum, but I'm happy the way I felt like I did a good contraction. Felt like I could squeeze good. Even focus on the eccentric in terms of keeping the tension on my bicep. So it's not just coming up, coming back down, coming up. That eccentric, that coming down portion, just as important in terms of putting tension on the muscle and forcing it to go. So go up with intent and come down with intent. Tough, man, but really good way to isolate the bicep because my arms are hanging out in front of me. I can't use any momentum to get that weight up, so it's all relying on my biceps. I mean, I could use a little front delt, but I'm really trying to let my arms hang straight down, perpendicular with the ground. Get a good squeeze again, controlling the way up, same control on the way down. If you'll notice, we got one more bicep exercise, but again, it's still focused on the short head, which is gonna build that peak a little bit more. And typically, if you're doing a bicep exercise where your arms are out in front of you, that's gonna focus on the short head of the bicep. So that peak, for the most part, obviously your hand position will change things too, assuming you're just kind of neutral. And then if you're, like if I were to switch it around, if I was laying down with my back against the pad and my arms behind my torso, that's gonna put a little bit more tension on the long head of the tricep, or excuse me, the long head of the bicep. Of course, still both are gonna get work, but something interesting to note. So coach obviously wants me working on my peaks today. Triceps, I think we're gonna pretty much hit all 3 heads, compound movement for them, and then a multi-joint movement, and then getting them more. Still got some more bicep work to get done. Biceps are cooked. On to some triceps. And this is that multi-joint exercise I kind of briefly mentioned. I say if you can, definitely start your triceps or biceps like you saw me do with the heavier movement. And then I save the movements that I have to go lighter on, that maybe isolate one part of the bicep or tricep. I save those for later in the workout. That way I'm not losing out on the energy I can put into a bigger, put more weight on the muscle, put more tension on it, and hopefully those arms to grow. So we're gonna finish off today's arm session with a little bit of front, 4 sets, and then 4 sets on the tricep rope press down. So you kind of come apart at the bottom. That rope press down, that's gonna work that lateral head of the tricep a little bit. Specifically for this French press, because my arms are gonna be overhead, it's gonna put a really good stretch on my tricep and work the long head. Let's tear me up pretty good. And that'll be it for today. So not a huge workout. Just really focusing on each set. I can't really explain it while I'm doing it, but every set is kind of hitting a particular part of the tricep or bicep that has a particular function. So my mind is just locked in on that, visualizing it grow, looking in the mirror, and just feeling every rep from start to finish in the set. So it's a good day, man. The session's feeling really good, even though it's not like a typical big session in terms of a typical move. That's all she wrote, man. First, I'm gonna start with a little chicken, but I'll show you what I would do anyway, because I'm gonna tenderize it in For whatever reason, man, I don't have a tenderizer, but I do have these hands. If you don't have a tenderizer, I mean, does the same work, gets the same result. All right, cool. All right, now for the seasoning, we're gonna do a little bit of Mrs. Dash. Usually just stick with the original. There's already a little bit of salt water on there, so I'm pulling the salt. Just do a little bit of olive oil to help get it slightly golden brown on the outside. So we put these on our little air frying tray. Add our olive oil. I mean, I think it should already be assumed, but a little disclaimer, I'm not a professional chef. I just do what I think, I make what I think tastes good, obviously fits the diet, and is something that's pretty repeatable. Because if it takes me an hour to cook a meal, or even to prepare a couple meals, that's just no good. Packed a little tight on there, that's probably gonna go in some bigger pieces on there, so we'll say 17 to 18 minutes here. I'm gonna check it at 17. Alright, so the rice and the chicken is done. The last thing I'm gonna make is a little bit of guac, just to kind of complete the meal. I'm gonna use 1 jalapeno, 3 avocados, a little bit of cilantro, and then about half an onion. Alright, so we'll cut these up. Definitely have a little bit of a kick to it. Some of our cilantro. I'm gonna cut this up. What ties it all together is the lime, so. Last, we gotta add a little bit of lime. So I'm gonna do just under 2 limes. I got 3/4 here. And I'm gonna add another lime on top of this. So onions are getting to me, man. One of them days. Beautiful. We're just gonna mix this together, nice and light. Tell me that's not looking good, Ken. It's looking great. Almost 6:03. It's pretty good. And now to top it off, I'm gonna do just probably about 1/4 of this, which would break down to 2/3 of an avocado or so. Ooh, yeah, it's gonna be good. Perfect. Now, what I should have done, if I was paying attention when I was cooking and not thinking about filming, is put in probably the cilantro and the onion first, and then put in the lime and kind of let that break down the onion. But I didn't do that, so I'm baking on everything still breaking down when I leave it in the fridge overnight. But this will still be good. I'm still pretty happy with how it turned out. If I was tracking everything myself, I would come over here to MyFitnessPal. All right, so I'd go over here, to my fitness pal, right? And then we can add all our food. So we'll call this breakfast for the heck of it. So chicken breast, baked, 6 ounces. Add that in. Make sure it says after it's cooked. We got our rice, so that's gonna be 240 grams. So I already had it set in here. Uncle Ben's, 1 packet, 240 grams of rice, almost 90 carbs. Put that guy in. And then our avocado. So I'm approximating, this is close to 3/4 of an avocado. So almost 16 grams of fat. And the onion, cilantro, jalapeno, all that, lime I'm not gonna worry about. But that's it right there. So we got our little meal. Especially when you're eating 6 times a day, it's not about having a huge amount of calories. I'd rather keep them as small as possible in terms of volume too, just so I can continue to eat them and not get too full. But we got 755 calories, 96 grams of carbs, 22 grams of fat, a little bit higher on the fat, and then 50 grams of protein. So if you guys have any questions about the training, just hit me in the comments. I'm gonna enjoy this meal. That was a good little arm session. The guac ain't half bad. But what do I know? I'm JustMerk.